Hey guys, this is Krieger here. If you made it this far into the video series for Little Hope, this is going to be our final review. I just want to thank you guys for watching all the videos and enjoy the review. Our next gameplay will be announcing soon. If there's any ideas or potential games you'd like us to play through, just let us know in the comments. Thank you.
Take you home with me.
And we can do a little bit of conversation.
Hello everyone, this is MykeCheck'd 95, and this time there are no technical difficulties, so we're just going to go straight into it. I'm with my cohorts.
With the microphone.
Huh?
With the microphone.
It's not plugged into anything, you
Because
dumbass.
the laptop is not charging.
Well, it is charging. I, in fact, even left it plugged in and plugged into something
That
else.
doesn't mean it's charging.
Well, that should be at least alive.
No. I tried to turn it on twice, it died.
This is why I sold you my computer.
Okay, this is the Great Margini. I am here. Krieger Margin 1. And, just cooking in the kitchen. Jokester over here,
Choking on a taco.
choking on a taco.
And we are getting back into Little Hope. I almost called this man of a day.
That would be a good game.
This.
Fun game. I can't wait for the third one to come out.
Hopefully it's better than Man of a Day and a little bit better than this one.
Well, I'm going to put on sunglasses because I think our future is bright. Despite the fact that one of our characters died last time.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Our future's kind of doom and gloom.
My character's alive.
Your character's alive?
Alive.
Alive. Wow.
Oh, we're getting ready to start
character's
things
next.
off. Oh boy.
My character is officially saved. Like, in the stats.
That could change in this Let's Play. What are our thoughts now? Actually, I have a couple things I wanted to bring up. So earlier in the game, I made the connection in that flashback when John was like having a hard time breathing. So he was like, because I was trying to figure out was he having a heart attack or whatever, and then the flashback confirmed that he was, and everything. So
Question.
yeah,
Oh.
cool little flashback connection there.
Question. Dylan, when you played it the first time through, sorry, I got hiccups. Were you able to get the quiet time to work? Like, were you able to beat that?
No, I always fucked up on him.
Full circle.
That one dude was impaled. The dad was. Everyone dies exactly how they die in the house. So you remember how the dad was crushed and his arm was all weird? Inside of that house, something falls on him and crushes him like that. The one mom.
In the house, something crushes him?
Yes, just like in the house in the current day thing. His was the most obvious case, so they saved him towards one of the last. That's the dad.
How did he?
The mom choked. The
He got crushed by falling debris.
No, I mean, how did the dad
Literally-
die? In this, well, I mean, where were you when the dad fell?
in
And
the
then-
house.
Where in the house did you die?
In the doorway when he said when you chose, hey,
Stay.
go ahead and go, I'll hold them off. If you would have picked the other one, that would have killed them.
I just have to pick all the choices that would have killed every single person other than Andrew.
Was there even an option to kill Andrew?
No, because it's all in your head. Andrew was never in any real danger.
No, I mean, there wasn't. I never found
Oh.
an opportunity to kill Andrew.
No, so what actually would happen to kill Andrew is depending on what you said about the girl, and also how you treated the black guy. Because if you would have treated him bad, like the gun, if you would have had the gun, there's an option to shoot him at one time when you think he's a monster. And if you shoot him, then cops come after you, arrest you, and there's several different ways that can go down where the guy's going to kill you. Somebody's going to kill you. That's the only end result.
Well, that guy's got a really creative imagination for him to be able to imagine people
That whole
somewhere else in another building.
And there's little hints to all this being in his head in the beginning because the guy got hit in his head. He's fuzzy. He's the only one in there. If you noticed that, like, the whole witchcraft thing was purely from books that were in the house in the original thing. So you could have taken from that, like, oh, okay.
I was wondering why I saw books before.
Yeah, and everything was leading back to that original thing.
Also, the old people being the same. Everybody who didn't have a face is a mannequin. So all the people whose faces he recognized.
Then
were
what
faces
about
that he couldn't
the only thing that leaves me questioning is the demon that girl was talking to in the flashback.
That was grief. He just made all that up in his head. It was all grief. Because he couldn't.
It was an
He
accident.
couldn't.
It was an accidental fire, like all.
And he wanted to
Like,
blame it on
he
something.
caused it, yeah. So he wanted to find somebody to blame it on for that. So.
And there's nothing you can do. In the very beginning, everybody dies.
Yeah. Because that's what the traumatic event was.
So now I want to play it again and kill everybody. See how fast I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never saved it before. So, thoughts on the game, Michael, comparing to the first one?
Well,
Also-
I will say by a goddamn long shot that the ending for this one was far superior.
Yeah.
I still
Good plot
don't like Man of Medan.
Yeah.
I feel like the problem.
As a game or as in messing with your head?
And no, as a game, because I feel like it just
We also
like
got the
I've talked to you off the record and off camera. Man of Medan was rushed.
Yeah.
Like I mean, if you actually sat there and played it, you would be done with it within like probably 3 hours.
Which, how long did this take us to beat? This was
At least
Not
two and
very.
at least I mean like 4 hour like 2 hour session, 2 hour session about
We also talked before.
40 minutes, like about 4.5, 5 hours.
Yeah.
Well, we also talked before and after quite a bit.
Yeah,
And we
it's
pause
just
every once in a while to have a reaction in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, if we were playing to just play, I feel like we would have gotten done.
so my theory wasn't really far off. It was a little off, but it was close. How it was
Like, it wasn't reality, it was stuck in his head.
Yeah. It
That-
was I mean, the whole
'Cause
purgatory
that's the thing,
thing.
it's thrown everything off, because, like I said, once you figure out the one thing, like, if you would have thought, oh, he's the bus driver, because he hit his head, and the bus
And
driver
another theory I want to bring up was how, like, you know how the choices we made for Daniel and John, like they said, hey, like let like go on without me, pretty much. Those choices saved them. I remember the curator saying in one of the cutscenes saying, we all have our own demons, yada yada yada, and something like we have to handle it ourselves or whatever. So basically, what that to me was saying was the only way you can handle your own personal demons is if you attack it head on by yourself.
Which is probably why I died with all my characters, because I was doing the survival thing. I didn't even think about that. And that's probably why they all died, when you pick selfish decisions.
And like, I really thought that we
That is true.
screwed up with
And
me picking those choices at the end, because I was like, oh no, we fucked up. We're gonna get the bad ending. And then I was just like, wait a second, this is a little bit more happier. Then I was like,
You
Okay.
changed from blaming. The big thing was that you did not blame Mary for what was going on. And you're saying that the Reverend was controlling Mary. That is, as long as you do that.
Or as long
if
as
you
say
would
it's
have
the doll
said,
or the puppet, or
yes, if you wouldn't have said, if you would have said Mary is evil there and it was her, then you would have got a different ending.
because your part is
that was your influence, though. By the way, that was from your influence.
Well, even though he addressed it weirdly, he addressed every death of all of his people, even if he had to imagine it was something way, way back that he had no effect on. And he come to grips with, they're dead. And then he also had to come to grips
Well,
with
then-
Mary's innocent.
Yeah.
That was the thing. He was necessarily blaming Mary, but he was just blaming the puppet. And that's the other thing. You blamed the doll. And what was the cause of the fire?
What's this? What's this? What's this? Hold on. We'll start.
Oh, that's the next game.
You are under attack by
What the
Well,
hell is
that
this?
makes
Did you pause recording or did you start recording again?
Hold on.
that makes sense.
Oh, it's war related?
Guns.
It's merely a myth. They say the souls of the dead went deep underground to the House of Ashes.
Oh yay, walking in the blood.
Wait a second.
On dust, plagued by the demons of the underworld.
House of Ashes.
Coming out this year.
That's in Cave, so that has to be the chick in that one flashback that we didn't
That
have.
was before.
October.
Yeah.
Oh, it is coming. That's an actual.
Uh,
Most relationships decrease.
Oh God.
Okay, in all
Life
fairness,
coach. Most traits increase.
in fairness, my character was an asshole.
You had multiple opportunities to bond with people. Did you see the lady? She bonded with that girl one time, and it was agreeing to stay by the bus.
I know.
Finally. Most straight.
I did the most trade increases. You did the most head choices on the final breakdown overall.
Then I was the best asshole.
You were the best.
Well, the question was, were you supposed to use your head or your heart? Because it seemed like using your heart panned out a little better.
I think it's situational.
Would it have been
Well,
better?
some of
had
the choices
everybody
were
died?
both head choices, though.
Wait. So Dylan, what was the progression of you killing people? Like, well, people dying.
Like who died
Like,
first?
who died first, and who are you
It's been
left
too
with?
long.
I can't remember. Can we go through and read the secrets now?
Me and Mike did that earlier. But if you'd like to look through it, you can.
Is there any more last minute thoughts we want to cover before we?
Oh,
end this?
rating of the game.
By far, this is a whole lot better than Man of Medan because I absolutely hated the ending. I hate it. Like I feel like it doesn't matter. See, I feel like it didn't matter what kind of ending we got in Man of Medan. I just felt like that game needed more. It needed more structure. It needed more. I feel like it needed more story, like beef. Like it felt too fragile. Like it was rushed. It felt like just one of those handle with care boxes. If we would have did one wrong thing, oh, the game's over.
Yeah.
At here, that we had multiple choices or whatever.
These are all going to be a premonition. Secrets are on the other side.
And like, it intrigued me
Did
that,
you find all of the ones that we found?
so,
Or did we find some?
There's some that we found that I didn't.
the one thing that intrigued me the most was my theory, was like how I was like, oh, this is like purgatory. Everyone pretty much died in that bus crash, and they're all just trying to go through like some premonition through like purgatory to whether or not they
I
go
didn't
through
even
heaven
think
or
about
hell.
didn't
And I
even
saw
think-
the look in your eye like, oh, he might be right on something, and I was like, well, wait
I
a
think you're
second.
getting close. All you had to do was think about it, and like, I tried to say something like, well, it's the bus driver. He's pretty important. Why do these guys all look like they're family? That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Well, I was a little further than Mike. Well, I mean, it was both. Mike's idea, they died in the bus and they're living it out. Mine was they died in the house and they get to relive it there
Yeah.
in the bus. So
See,
it's
that's
not
what I like
purgatory,
about
but
the-
it's like a way to redo.
That's why I like
a
the twist.
reincarnation.
Is like, it's really hard to just be like, oh, this is exactly what's happening. Because it's so fucking weird.
Makes me feel a lot better about Mike killing my character.
Yeah.
Because she's already dead.
Yeah, what about right there? What's
That was a premonition of a possible future where the cop. That's whenever you try to kill the black guy, and a cop comes after you and kills you.
Okay, I was like, man, I was super ready for the.
Because you keep
The-
hallucinating.
Another thing though, like the fact that Daniel had, oh, that probably, that could have saved her though, because Daniel had the knife, but he never used it. But at the same time, I'm thinking if I would have saved Daniel, she could have used the knife or whatever. But
Yeah.
And the other thing was this: if you looked at who died and who didn't die, he was having visions that these people were dying. But if you looked on the map, those people were sold into slavery and weren't actually killed.
Mm-hmm.
And they were killed by Indians. They weren't killed by the witch trials.
Yeah.
And so that was what was confusing to me, which makes a lot of sense because they were dying the way his family died.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah, it
was
like
another thing. It was like, that's why I was thinking it was like a reincarnation thing, because what I mean, it's the
Because he just read that
Yeah.
in history, and
Hawk-
then he just made
Yeah.
all that up in his head.
the story of Hawkeye and was it Hawkeye and Hawkeye.
hot guy and hot girl,
Yeah,
hot girl, hot man, hot girl.
Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Yeah, they're destined to be lovers across time forever, but always screw up and mess it up, or have to like be reincarnated.
And they
find
always
each other.
die by the same person, by the
Yeah.
same hand.
And so that's what I was thinking. It was just giving them a re-opportunity.
Mm.
That was one I found in my playthrough that was different.
So I am going to give this game a solid 8.
No.
Because, like,
I'm going to give it a solid 8.
Alright guys, so that is our review on Little hope. I hope you enjoyed the content. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.